I just want to know why. That's it.
That's great. I'm so glad that you're here, that you asked the question. So you're referring to something I said on the debate stage in September 2019. The month before, in my hometown of El Paso, 23 people were murdered by a gunman who was armed with a weapon of war, an AK-47, that he was able to purchase legally, by the way. It's legal to purchase that, to own it, to fire it, to use it in the state of Texas. He drove from Allen, Texas, where he purchased this firearm, to El Paso, intent upon, as he said, killing Hispanics. He thought there was an Hispanic invasion of the United States, and the Hispanics were gaining too much political power. And he was going to use this firearm that can shoot 30 rounds in 3 seconds to kill those 23 people in that Walmart on that day. I believe in your right to own a firearm. I believe in your right to own one, to defend yourself, to hunt, to collect, to use for sport. What I don't believe is in any civilian owning a weapon that was designed and engineered and sold to militaries around the world for the express purpose of killing people, because inevitably
Do you know that an AK-47 that a civilian can go purchase, or the AR-15 a civilian can go purchase, is not a weapon of war? The AR does not even stand for.
it's Armalite.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know the
Glad you
history
know
of it.
that.
Yes,
A lot
sir.
of people don't.
Yes.
So I don't understand why they keep being called weapons of war. A civilian cannot go buy a
M16, yeah.
M4, M16 that is for war, that has a fire switch, the safe. You can single fire a shot and you can do a 3-round burst. We can't go buy those unless you have a certain FFL license.
That's right.
So why are they all called weapons of war? Because they're not.
My understanding, and I'm happy to stay in touch with you and listen to you and learn from you. My understanding is that both the AK and AR are variants of the original design that was sold to, in the AR's case, the United States military for use by service members at the time in Vietnam. And in fact, it was at MSU at a town hall that a Vietnam-era veteran approached me. This was after the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Florida. And he said, I carried a version of what that kid carried at that high school when he murdered all those children in Florida when I was in Vietnam. He doesn't need that. No one needs that to hunt. No one needs that for self-defense.
Right.
You use it if you want to kill people because it is devastatingly effective. We can listen to the families in El Paso who lost loved ones. There was a gentleman, Memo Garcia, 1 round went through his stomach, his spleen, his liver, his kidney, his intestine. He was on life support for months before he finally succumbed to his wounds. That high impact, high velocity round shreds you inside. It's what it was designed to do. We wanted to do that when we're up against an enemy soldier. We want that soldier down on the ground, not able to get back up and pose any threat or harm to us. And so I think it's perfectly fine and even necessary for that to be on the battlefield. To bring that into a Walmart or into a high school or into a movie theater where its rapid rate of fire and its devastating impact ensures that there will be slaughter. Slaughter after slaughter after slaughter. 4 of the worst mass shootings in American history are in the state of Texas. El Paso, Midland, Odessa, Sutherland Springs, Santa Fe High School in Galveston County. We've got to do something better. And let me do this, and not to put you on the spot, but in the spirit of dialogue, how do we address this gun violence and the threat of political gun violence when people are showing up to political events with AR-15s, AK-47s, on the State House steps with those weapons, intimidating lawmakers and peaceful protesters? That can't seem right to you, can it? Isn't there some better way for us to do this?
Well, taking away the most favored weapon of most gun owners that prefer that type of weapon
For what?
to go target shooting with.
Prefer
And
for
yes.
what? For what purpose?
Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful.
They're even used in hunting. They use them for hunting hawks. I said hawks. Anyways, one question for you on the subject.
Yes, sir.
How is taking the guns from law-abiding, background-checked citizens going to stop that gun violence? All that's going to do is take the weapons from the good people, only bad people have them, and then we can't defend ourselves.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure that I can answer the question, and then we'll keep the conversation going with others who want to jump in. You mentioned those who own an AR-15 and AK-47 who are background checked. What if that is a point of common ground between you and me? Because the guy who killed all those people in Midland, Odessa didn't go through a background check. He was actually unable to buy one at a sporting goods store and was able to legally make a private purchase without a background check. Would you agree that if he'd gone through a background check, we may have stopped him before he took 7 lives in Midland, Odessa? And if we just agree on that much, that's some progress. And I know you're not advocating that we stop selling them or that we take them away from anybody, but you agree that we should have a background check on every single one of them?
I believe in the background check, yeah.
That's great. Victory. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right. I want to make sure we get